In line with Mental Health Day celebration this week, we definitely have with us Oluwakemi Jeje once again, joining us on nutrition. And today we're discussing nutrition and your mental health, right? I'm sure you're wondering, what's the correlation? I mean, stay tuned. We'll be telling you in just a bit. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Your
And
dress is gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Like all parts of it. And I love the fact that it's actually African print.
Thank you.
Lovely. We're not here to talk
Thank
fashion,
you.
we're here to talk nutrition. So the topic, right, which actually may seem like a shocker to a lot of people, that our diets actually affect our mental health in like a whole lot of ways. So please, can you shed more light on how that is?
I mean, so nutrition affects everything. And your brain is part of your body. Okay, so the nutrients that your brain actually rides, or our brain actually rides on, is provided by the food that we eat.
Oh, wow.
So you can't separate it. I mean, there are a lot of other factors that affect your mental health, your genetic disposition, your environment, but food does play a big role.
And considering the fact that we actually eat every day, right? So it definitely affects it. And let me ask this question: as women and men, is it the same way? Does it affect the female gender more? And all considering hormones and all of that? Well,
it's different in different ways, but generally your food affects you. For instance, energy is basic for male and female.
Yeah.
So you have dip in energy, and then you start to feel cravings for sugar. And then if you keep going that route of low energy, sugar top, before you know it, you're addicted to sugar, and that's some kind of mental illness.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes when we're actually in a terrible mood, we should probably think about what we actually have eating before, right? No, I think I've actually noticed that with my diet. But anyways, it's not about me. So let's talk now about classes of food and how it actually affects our mental health. So I'm guessing positively and negatively, right?
Yes.
So let's start with the negatives. So now, what foods affect us negatively?
Okay, so I'm sure we all already know junk, because what it does is that it creates a surge in your sugar level, and then it dips almost immediately.
Okay.
And then it's not a rhythm that is sustainable. Okay, so now, like when you eat whole food, it takes time for the body to digest it and then releases sugar gradually. You see that high that you get when you take your soda, your junk food, it's not sustainable, but it gives you the same feeling like when you're on drugs. Yeah, so you want to have that same high every time. And before you know it, you're onto a loop that is not healthy. And you've got to kind of like rehabilitate to get off it. And then on the recovery side of things, you know, so now it's Mental Health Week. And a lot of people are dealing with mental health issues. And you hear people say that I'm depressed. Oh, I was depressed yesterday. We all already know that you can't say that you're depressed until you're clinically, checked by a doctor and declared depressed. However, there are indications that show from sustaining this unhealthy lifestyle that you're beginning to move towards depression.
Okay, so what can you give us a few of those?
Like low energy all the time, and the need to always go back to those junk food. And a good number of us are on that spectrum.
All right.
The need to just get high. And I mean, the fast pace of things even encourages that. However, there are also things that you can do food-wise to begin to stop that gap. And one of it, the biggest one for me, and even from research, is oils.
Okay.
DHA, good oils. Like you get them from coconut oil, you get them from, and a big one is your avocado. Your avocado, and then those are local pears. Amazing, because folate stops the gap.
Okay.
There is a direct correlation between people that are dealing with depression and helping them recover with folate and then with your oils. So that's why the avocado and the local pear, those local pears?
Yes.
They're a very good one.
Yes, now the one with corn, right?
Ube, yes.
Yes. Cool. Okay, great. So now we're talking avocados, good for your mental health. Pear, ube, good for your mental health. Coconut oil as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can we have more of those kind of examples?
Your fruits. Okay. Another very big star in this recovery circle is your pawpaw. That's a star. Okay. Now, for me, whatever gives you folate and gives you a good dose of oil and a good dose of vitamin, a good dose of antioxidant that stops the gap.
Healthy oils, however.
Absolutely.
Right. What about palm oil? I hear palm oil is
There's still a lot of, it is good, okay, but there's a lot, so I'd like to play carefully around that because there's a lot of controversy around that. But for me, I would go palm oil if I don't have access to seed oil that I'm sure about the trust, the source of it.
Okay.
So I'd rather go palm oil than go vegetable oil.
Then go vegetable oil. Okay, that makes sense. So now, there's this question, right, that an angel just dropped in my ear. So if we don't take sugars when we're in that low, depressed mood, what can we take to have that boost?
Your oils.
So oils.
So usually when you're feeling that way, your body is actually asking for energy.
Something, yes.
So one of the greatest thing you can do for yourself at that point is to sip on coconut oils, because what it does...
Sip on it?
Yeah, what it does is it goes directly into your bloodstream and gives you energy without going through digestion.
Seriously?
Which is what the sugar would also do.
Yes.
Right. So
but now sipping on it is healthy
coconut
to do?
oil,
Coconut
pure
oil?
coconut oil. You have to be sure about the trust.
Pure,
yes. It would stop the gap.
In what
and then
quantity?
just small, just sips, like I said. I mean, whenever the craving comes, just take a sip.
Okay.
The craving comes, take a sip. So it's part of the things that some people that actually rehabilitate use in trying to wean you off sugar. Even I have used it at some point.
All right.
You need to wean off sugar, then your body is asking for energy. So coconut oil is a very good one.
What of people that don't like coconut oil or are allergic to coconut oil? What else?
No, there's no such a thing as allergy to coconut oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say that.
I mean, it's one of, not coconut oil.
No, of course.
Yeah, the oil, yes.
Yes. No, I get it. I get that. I totally get that. So now, let's be more specific now about this food. I know you said junk generally, right? But just for some people. So people will say, okay, fine, chocolates can be classified as junk. Some people will tell you that if the cocoa is high, it's really not bad. So now, let's clarify. So now, chocolates, we're talking junk food, like things processed, super processed foods from flour, then of course sugars, sodas, and all of that. So now explain or clarify the chocolates, because I know someone actually takes a bar of chocolates for like energy boost. Oh no, it's good. Great. Yeah. And all of energy bars. Okay,
so there's a lot of commercialization with energy bars, so I won't go there. But with your chocolate, it's kind of like clear and dry. Okay. If your chocolate is low in sugar and then very low in milk, then you're basically taking in your magnesium, which is fine.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which also would help you balance your energy levels. Okay. But most of the chocolates that we have, and most of the time when we tell ourselves that, oh, I'm trying to get my magnesium in and you're taking chocolates, we're actually taking in a lot of junk because it's 80% sugar. Okay. And then some more milk, and then some more of this and that. But they're very good chocolates, but they're dark chocolates, unsweetened chocolate.
So dark unsweetened chocolate. That's 70% cocoa.
Yeah.
I'm supposed
from 70% upwards.
Upwards. Okay, so dark chocolates is actually good in case you like it. But of course, I think everything has to be done in moderation, right?
Absolutely.
Not like.
I mean, it's not even very pleasant to take. So you're not likely to take a lot of it. So if you're taking a lot of chocolate for health reasons, we need to check you out.
We need to actually check you out. I mean, very, very interesting and engaging conversation. So now we've seen, I mean, the negative sides, I mean, foods and nutrition can actually have on our mental health. I think it's very, very important to actually, I mean, a lot of people know about this thing.
Right.
But I think in the end, so we should also balance with a type of lifestyle, really.
Absolutely.
Or what would you say rounding that?
Absolutely. It's I mean, so we don't just feed from our mouths, we feed from our relationships, we feed from the air, the oxygen that we take. So it's just to take everything in balance. You know, give love, you know, you're feeding someone when you give love, give a hug, you're feeding them. Yes. And then taking oxygen, it's so basic, so free, but it's so powerful when we breathe correctly and how it affects, just even slowing down how you're breathing affects your mental health a great deal.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going now. Nice conversation, nice talking to you. So make sure you stay tuned, right? We're here and there's so much more to come. So